Welcome, my Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Romantic Soulmate contract read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am, always here for my Capricorns and my Taurians, because let's face it, the Earth signs are the sanest ones of the zodiac. Boom. That being said, let's get up in this gig. It is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know that at this point. And certainly check your other signs. Soulmates and twin flames, not the same thing. Lots of links in the description box going into the newer definitions of those particular soul contracts. Even one that I did for these specific romantic soulmate contract readings, a preface to them, if you would like to check that out to get a little bit more info on what this is about, or at least how I read a soul contract, soulmate versus twin flame. Other than that, I mean, Matt Kahn is down there. He's so good. We're using his Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck, last card down, to get you a mantra for this soulmate relationship. Now, soulmates, it goes into it in those other videos, but you have hundreds, if not thousands, of soulmates. You help each other heal. That's the bottom line. So your family members, not all of them, but you know, these are one-on-one relationships you have with people. Your friends, you help each other heal. We are looking at the romantic sexual variety, because that's the one most people want to know about. Lord knows I do. So let's get up in this. We're going to do 25 card spread. The three-lane highway, I've been calling it. Party number one, as in a contract, right? Party number one, party A. Party number two on this side, and then the center lane will be the state of the contract. And if you'd like a personal reading, a soul contract reading of any kind, romantic or otherwise, I'm really good at it. I've been doing them for a very long time. There is a reading in the description box called Booking a Reading with Mal. It's easy to book me. It's a fun little video I did just explaining what goes on before, during, and after for the client as well as myself. Usually the client, pretty much always for me. All right, enough. All the decks that I read are always in the bottom of the description box if you'd like to check them out. My Vimeo stuff is on there. Otherwise, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do my absolute best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can about whoever's going to pop up on the table here. However, as I said, party number one, party number two, you're going to have to sense which one you are in it in a general read, and you may identify with both, particularly once these three cards are on the table, so we'll call it out as we go. We're going to start with the Caroline Mace Archetype deck. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of romantic soulmate contract law, the higher selves of all involved, fifth dimension and above, fifth dimension above, eighth chakra and above, Kuan Yin, Archangel Michael, and the pantheons of lovers of all cultures and traditions. Please, I need one card in clarity to start off with party number one. What's the dominant eighth chakra archetype? What's the soul power they're healing and developing in this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract? That's not redundant. It probably is. How about party number two? Who's the other one there? This could be the Capricorn. Either side could be. And what is the current state of the contract, this chapter, this scene, this clause that they find themselves in this timeless read whenever they are watching that? I felt that. I felt that. They were like close but no cigar. I think I got you the cigar. Because sometimes the cigar is just a cigar. In this case, it's our third card. Let's see what's on the table here, and let's see how bold you are. Well, I would say you would have to be pretty damn bold to be watching this particular video, this particular reading, since all three names are terrifying to most people. But if you did show up, good for you. Bully on, good on ya, right? Good on ya. We've got a beggar and an exorcist in a bully contract, all right? Now, I say this all the time, as horrible as an archetype sounds, it's neutral. So the light is just as bright, as horrible as the shadow is, and vice versa. You take an archetype like the lover. People are like, oh, I love the lover archetype, and in its shadow, it does horrible things, right? So we're all on that scale, and this is the stuff you are helping each other heal. So here we go. The beggar archetype, I believe, is a wild card family archetype. We'll go there a little bit. The shadow attribute, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. And if you have ever been in a relationship with somebody like that, not like when somebody's sick or they lost their job or going through depression or something like that, grieving loss, that's different. Everybody goes through that. This is, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime, but when they depend on you to the exclusion of effort, and earth signs don't usually abide that for very long, particularly within themselves, right? The light attribute confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. This is a major, major life lesson, whether you have it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. A reason could be you could have it for an hour, a season for a year, 2 years, but lifetime means you were born with it. So I think you would know if that was you, because it's not all about begging for finances, right? You can be begging for attention, and it's a consistent pattern in your life teaching you humility, compassion, and self-esteem. Just please keep this in mind. Self-esteem is a verb, not a noun. It's been sold to us as a noun, so we have it or we don't. That's not true. It's a capacity. It's a verb. It's you estimate yourself, and rarely do we estimate ourselves accurately. So that's interesting. Dealing with the Exorcist on this side, definitely divine family archetype. The Exorcist, I mean, you could, the way it's listed here, it's very close to the shaman, but I won't claim the word shaman for myself. No, that's an indigenous people. I'm indigenous to Long Island, you know what I mean? I'm a witch. Nobody wants witch unless they're a witch, right? Nobody wants that word unless it's really who you are. The shadow attribute, fear of facing your own demons. In other words, the demons are running the show. Now, I don't mean like, you know, casting circle and summoning up, you know, something with more consonants than vowels and 18 letters, you know, not like that. No, not talking about those demons. We're talking about the repressed material within the subconscious, within our unconscious mind, which is collective, the conditioning we didn't deal with, our fears, right? Because what is a demon but an angel that has forgotten who they are? The light attribute, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. In other words, healing those demons, facing them, riding them, and transforming them, alchemizing them from lead to gold, shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, into that more divine energy. It is a divine family archetype. State of the contract, though, the bully. This is a double whammy on both sides here. This isn't necessarily, well, you might both have this archetype, but I think it more speaks to the story of where you both are in the contract at the time of you viewing this. The shadow attribute conceals deep fears behind verbal and physical abuse, which I put up with for, maybe a New York second, which I'm pretty sure is shorter than anywhere else on planet Earth, being born and bred in New York. You know, bullies are just cowards in disguise, right? That's why they conceal the abusive part, perhaps the overt narcissistic part of them, to conceal something inside of them that they do not want to face. But the light attribute is rather lovely. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. I'm not really a bully, but people are intimidated by me. And then I catch a look at myself in the mirror every now and again. It's been like that, you know, on and off and in my life. People are like, well, you just look so comfortable being by yourself. I'm like, I'm a Virgo. It doesn't mean I know when I hang out, right? Well, you're a little intimidating. I'm like, why? They're like, you're like 6 foot. You got long hair. I'm like, all right. But bullying people, it's not my gig. Highlights your tendency to intimidate others. Helps you confront the inner fears that bully you. And look what we were just saying with this exorcist archetype, right? To exorcise the demons with the beggar, and that those chains of dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. I mean, it's one thing to ask for help. Asking for help is a huge sign of strength. But dealing with the beggar archetype, and we all go there every now and again, we're down on our luck. But the real shadows, right? And doesn't it take humility? The grace of humility, the maiden grace. It's in my book, Words of Grace. The maiden, the mother, the crone. Humility, hope, endurance. Certainly, the maiden grace. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. And when you are vulnerable and you come to someone and you say, hey, I really don't know what to do. I'm willing to do whatever is necessary. Can you help me, right? That I am worthy of being helped, that self-esteem, and I'm willing to do what is my part on it. That's not so much begging. You see what I'm saying? It's like, what's the difference between begging and asking? Something to think about there as a little bit of mind food from my Taurians, my Capricorns. We're going to do 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the Beggar, and then we're going to do 5 Mythic Tarot for the Exorcist, the Element Spread, Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit. We're going to get all those tarot on the table face down, and then we'll turn them over fire by fire, earth by earth. You'll see. Breathe. Yeah, you want to go deep on this one. As I call upon my goddesses of earth, the sign of Capricorn. The powers of the north, please. 5 cards in clarity, element spread for the beggar archetype in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Right, the beggar here, what's their element of fire, what they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. What's their element of earth for Capricorn? If this is the Capricorn, this would be pretty key. The fuel they have to feed the fire and manifest their heart's desire. No, they're making me wait on this one. What's their element of earth for the beggar? Got my eye on it. I will take that one. Sometimes they do that. What's their element of air? What they're breathing into that fire. What they think about their heart's desire. What their element of water. What they feel, right? That's percolating, that's bubbling, that's simmering with their fire, their heart's desire. And what is the point of view or the voice of the soul that was chosen to incarnate and play the role for a reason, season, or lifetime with the beggar archetype in this Capricorn soulmate contract. Let's do the same for the Exorcist, and then we will dive in. Please take a nice deep breath. One more. You have both feet on the floor. Okay, there we go. I call upon my gods of earth, the sign of Capricorn, and the powers of the north. Please, fire, earth, air, water, spirit, for the Exorcist archetype here in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign. Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract with this beggar in this bully phase of the contract. What is their element of fire? What they yearn for, what they burn for, what their hearts desire. How about their element of earth, the fuel to feed the fire and manifest their heart's desire? How about their air, what they breathe into the fire, what they think about this heart's desire? That one, that's still 2. All right, so we probably have 2 minds about this. Happens one more time, then I would think that's a definite. Please, what's their element of air here? Just 1. Okay, close. No cigar, even though that was probably not about a cigar. Please, what is their element of water? What they're feeling about their heart's desire. That water simmering with that element of fire. And the card of spirit. The point of view, the voice of the soul. Chosen to incarnate and play the role of the shaman in this Capricorn soulmate contract. All right, done with tarot. Let's look. Element of fire, what do y'all want? Okay, all right. We're going to start with the beggar on this one. I like to bop back and forth between them two, depending on which one grabs my eye. The Ten of Blades, certainly considered a betrayal card in most tarot, but not so much in the Daughters of the Moon. Daughters of the Moon, Fiona Morgan did this as the ceremony of the rattle, the passing of the talking stick, right? A tribal necessity, right? Can everybody talking at once? So, I mean, it's become a little I don't want to say cliche, but in the 90s it certainly became cliche, right? It is a Native American thing, right? But it certainly, to use an actual stick, the idea is that everybody gets the chance to speak. This would definitely be a desire for mental resolution, as 10s are the end of the cycle that reboot at the ace again, in the element of air. So this does feel like maybe a conversation between the two of you where you really resolve this. And it can mean that this beggar is doing that, wants that mental resolution within themselves, like knowing what to do, right? That's a good thing that they want that. But this card does not speak of betrayal to me. I can't forget all the different definitions, but nor can I ignore the vibration on the card or the artwork. What it really, it's why I've been reading Daughters of the Moon Tarot since I'm 19 years old. Thank you, my friend Ellen, for introducing me to it at a party. Tanked. Tripping. The 80s, the 80s, the 80s. The Strength card. The Exorcist wants the courage to do this, to see it through, to follow their heart, to be brave, to be courageous, and to face their fear. That means they don't have it at the moment, but they want it. And let's face it, no one's born with courage. It's developed. There's no one recipe. There's no other way that I am aware of to cultivate courage other than facing your fears. Now, sometimes your fears are certainly intuitive, right? Rattlesnake, fucking run, right? Let's stand up to the rattlesnake. No thanks. Hard left. Swipe left. But certainly to charge ahead, even if slowly, step by step, to do this. So it does feel like there might be a confrontation here that you both want, but I don't necessarily, but with the bully archetype, maybe it is confronting a bully dynamic going on here between the two of you, internally and or externally. What's your element of earth for the earth signs? Okay, we're going to start again with the beggar here. Ace of Blades, the Ace of Swords. Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, sits on a tripod, huffs some ethylene gas through a crack in the wall. Look it up. I'm not making that up. Another woman, a priestess, writes it down. A third one transcribes it. So she's just like... Someone else writes it down and someone else translates it, right? It's a pretty good gig. But if they did it on the dark moon, they'd asphyxiate and die. Yeah, so talk about priestess life, right? So this is the download. This is the new idea. This is the clarity coming in, but it's an ace. So isn't it funny? What they've got is the ace. What they want is the 10. So that's good. That really feels good. This feels like somebody who's trying to put the pieces together, but at least they have the idea. They have the free will, what they're going to do with it, though. Here we have the Queen of Cups, the Scorpio card. For sure. Helen of Troy. I'm just gonna, because Helen of Troy didn't talk much. She didn't have to. She's the most beautiful woman on planet Earth. And boy, were her liaisons dangerous. I just listened to the audiobook of the original French translation of Les Liaisons Dangereuses. So good. So discreet. So subtle. So vicious, right? The Scorpio card. What they have here is the ability to keep their yap shut. To kind of keep their emotions to themselves. That is definitely the vibe on the card. I feel like they love this person. And if you haven't met yet, then that certainly says that they want to express with somebody how they really feel. Scorpios are not necessarily the most vulnerable, but man, are they deep. Fixed water, yes, can be like ice, although technically that's element of earth, but you get what I'm saying. But like rich, well, swamp water comes to mind. It's not the nicest metaphor either, if not a simile. But you get that idea, that creative, fertile water, amniotic fluid. There, you can't see that either, hidden Scorpio. So there's definitely love here. They have the love and probably fixed emotion, fixed water, focused, right? If not on this particular person, I couldn't see how you wouldn't know each other unless really you've both been through enough stuff separately, and who hasn't, that you're getting clearer and clearer about what you both want in a relationship, a romantic relationship. Particularly if one is a reformed beggar. I'm not begging for it anymore. Lovely. I feel like you two know each other. It's a possibility you don't. Again, we're going to start on this side here. We got the Sagittarius card. Ceridwen, or Ceridwen, I've heard it said so many different ways. The Crone of Flames, the Knight of Wands in traditional tarot, mutable, fire. So their thoughts are lit about this. Person doesn't have to be a Sagittarius. 9th house energy. Sagittarius, the 9th sign, the 9th house, is ruled by Jupiter. Expansion, not just fire, mutable fire, flaming arrows, a whole quiver. I want that, that's my heart. So they're occupying their mind on all of the different things that they want. I feel like in general, if there is some financial hardship going on there, and if you look at just what's on the table on that side so far, you got 2 air and 1 fire. So they do want to move forward. They do want better things in life. And again, this might not be financial at all, but certainly in terms of a romantic relationship, it might be a little hard for them to keep their mind off of the many, many things they want in this contract, or, you know, as a result of what they've been through if you have not met yet. Because here we've got something a little similar, the Ace of Pentacles. Now I've got the Ace of Blades over here in the element of Earth, and you've got the Ace of Pentacles, an Earth card, in the element of air. I wouldn't go so far as to call that a double whammy, but I'd say that there's an interesting do-si-do energy there. The Ace of Pentacles, they are thinking about a new beginning, of planting a seed of a potential here. I don't see how you couldn't know each other. I mean, we've only got 1 major arcana card on the table, so I'm not seeing any immediate, you know, high vibe spiritual thing going on, considering the Strength card is in the desire position, the element of fire. But in terms of what you want, one, it feels like the Exorcist is much clearer about it in terms of the potential. I want something physical, potential, an opportunity, an initiation of something in physical form, where the Beggar seems to be, and this isn't a bad thing, not considering their options, but kind of embracing everything that they want mentally. This will really tell us something. The element of water, what's going on? Well, again, we're gonna go. We're gonna start with the Beggar side of this. Pele, the volcano, 5 of Flames, 5 of Wands. Definitely a card of creativity is a nice way to say it, but perhaps the emotions here are a bit more volatile. This could certainly be internal conflict, emotionally. I wouldn't go so far as to say unstable, but inflamed. Oh, right? Now think about, well, Capricorn is the mountain goat, right? So think of a mountain that you don't know is a volcano. Right? It gets a little warm on some days, right? Because there's all that stuff bubbling under the surface, molten magma, right? And one day, boom. So that's a lot of fire and a lot of air on this side for sure. So I would think that, you know, this doesn't have to be rage. This doesn't have to be the deadly sin of wrath in the heart chakra. Just know too much about that stuff, I think. But this can be passion, right? That element of fire in their air, so much that they want. This could be frustration. This could also be sexual energy pent up. Creative energy and sexual energy are the same thing. We just call it different things depending on what the product of the creativity is, right? Pearl necklace. Over here we have got the Page of Wands. This Exorcist feels like they want to send a message, and they want to send a hot one, right? I wouldn't call it incendiary, not hate mail. But there's definitely this thing. They are feeling it. They want to. The Scorpio card, they are not letting on how they feel about party number 1. Party number 2 over here is probably facing their own demons, but, you know, the arrow is notched. It's just not set on fire or released yet from the bow, if you get me. Page of Wands is a lovely card, but certainly it speaks now in the time that we're in, what someone can do on a text message, right? Facebook Messenger, Instagram, Twitter, like sliding into your DMs, like that can be incendiary in all sorts of different ways. But I feel like there is probably more. Oh, there might be a very, very strong sexual thing going on here between these two, and hence the facing of the demons, right? The fears of it. But also with that Beggar, I don't know. I wonder if there's a little, there are a couple of initials that will probably get me demonetized for this video. Let's see, one of them is S. Another them is, what would that be? M. Maybe a letter B and a letter D. Hopefully that'll get past the whoever's, whatever's. But then again, right, it's like this bullying thing. Yeah, it's an intense read, Capricorns, but you're intense signs, and that's why I love you. I always said I would marry a Capricorn. Didn't say I will, I just said I would. Oh, good. Oh, thank God. Thank Goddess. All right, the soul, the point of view of the soul, the voice of spirit here, the learner, Eight of Pentacles, and the Sun. Oh, thank you. Apollo. Let's actually start with Apollo here for the Exorcist. Now, what could be better than confronting demons than having the Sun card? Yes, the happiest card in the deck, but is also about clarity, right? Like dealing with vampires, I would just twitch open a curtain and they burn, right? It's so easy to kill a vampire, it seems. Not so much the psychic codependent ones, because that's illegal. The energy vampires, Colin Robinson. But that's the thing. I think they're dealing with their own demons here, their own fears about maybe getting in too deep here because the feelings are there. They need courage to do this. So certainly their soul is saying, you have what you need here. You are being given. The sun is shining down on you. See this clearly. It's not that there's nothing to be afraid of, but of course there's risk. What happens if I send the Page of Wands and they don't like it or they don't respond? Just typical dating stuff. But I will also say, if you two are intimidating each other, which means possibly you've had a dance before, or it could be an office thing, right? Where you might have had a power dynamic in one situation, but outside of that situation, there's an intense attraction there. I could see the beggar being just like, I'm not going to beg, right? I'm learning my lessons, right? Nine of Pentacles, the soul is saying you are learning through experience here. I love this card. I love Daughters of the Moon Tarot. It is my favorite tarot deck. A crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket, and one of her blankets is over here in the background that the crone made say, I've been doing this since before you were born, little one, right? So there is something here, wisdom gained through experience. You are learning. If you are on this side of the table, I get it. A lot of passion, a lot of fire, and a lot of that air going from that ace to the 10, from what they have to what they want. Like, they can get this, but if you are on this side of the table, that your soul is learning and growing and developing along with you, and that you are being given what you need, but it is about physical experience. In other words, you can't just read a book on it. Or you can read every cookbook in the world until you put torch to sugar. You do not have creme brulee wisdom. Isn't that delightful as well as delicious? And this creme brulee. It's been probably a decade. I'm not making it myself. I'm a potion witch. You don't want to give me a blowtorch, trust me. Power of fire. It's the only place where Piper and I differ. Let's look. Let's start. We got our tarot on the table here. Pretty clear. Got a good picture of this. Let's start working on the center lane. And we're going to start that, if I can reach them, the Whispers of Love Oracle. The voices of the higher selves. We're going to get 3 of these, one for party 1, one for party 2, and one for both of them, since this is the voices of the higher selves. The Beggar's higher self will be giving us a card, the Exorcist's higher self will be giving us a card, and then both of their higher selves will be giving us a Whisper of Love Oracle message. Please take a nice deep breath. There we go. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what are the whispers of love for this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read. We'll start with the Beggar here, with that learner in the 8th. What's their higher self saying? For that Exorcist there with Apollo, the Sun card in their spirit position, what's the whisper of love? And for the state of the contract itself with that bully in play, what do both of their higher selves say? Let's look. I put that too far away. All right, don't care. We'll fix it for the next read. Okay. Okay. And lovely. All right, this makes sense. Do something for someone else. The Beggar here, in other words, show some effort, which is a little on the nose. Give your attention to someone else. It is true that when we're down, when we're feeling low, I almost broke into a Simon and Garfunkel song there. I won't. I could have, but I'm not going to. Bless their hearts. We can certainly not have the energy to give. Now, like I said, if someone's sick, lost a job, going through grieving, any of that stuff, that's not this. This is really someone who's saying, I'm willing to help you help me, right? I'm willing. There's a willingness here. Right? Do something for someone else. Give your attention to someone else. It will certainly shift an energy dynamic if they're down in the dumps. Honestly, I think they have the idea of that, and they want to take the learning journey. I mean, just these three cards alone, the Ace of Blades, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Learner on top, says that this is somebody who's willing to put in the effort. But something there, and I would think, do something for someone else. I would think it would be the Exorcist here, because here they have... be in the present moment and dream of the future. And I feel like that is what they're doing, right? There is this love on the table. They want the strength, the courage to act on the love inside of them. They are thinking about a new potential here. They want, their emotions are saying, come on, just send them a hi, right? Text them, scruff, whatever. Do what you gotta do. And the soul is saying, there is so much light being given you right now, so much clarity being given you right now. Face your demons, right? Face those fear. Be in the present, feel what you're feeling, whatever arises. Love that, Matt Kahn's first book. Apparently he's doing an online course about it. The video on YouTube is really good if you want to check it out. But when we dream, everything is possible, and I think that's where they are. They're just not letting on about it, right? So I would say, if you've been the beggar, and you have an idea who this exorcist is, focus your energy on them, even if it's just through prayer, right? Even if it's just humility. I don't know what they need. I don't know where they are. I may not even know who they are, but may they be blessed. Let me use this power that I have inside of me emotionally, this feeling inside of me, to use these arrows of fire that I have in my mind to send blessings to this person. And the reason I say that is state of the contract for both y'all with the bully is have faith. Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation, because faith and trust are not the same thing. Everybody has faith. I think Marianne Williamson said it was probably in A Return to Love. I read all of her books, I think, at least up to a certain point, and then, you read other things. She said faith is like currency, right? But what do you spend it on? Right? The things are going to work out or things aren't. It's an interesting way of looking at it. So have faith in this. This is a soulmate contract. As you heal yourself, you help the other heal through the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. That's in all sorts of those videos in the description box there. How that unity consciousness, it's supportive, sweet, satisfying soulmate contract, sympathetic, symbiotic, and soothing, right? So there's huge potential here for this. Have faith in this, but I think you're both, if there is verbal and physical abuse here, hello, I'm like out the door the second that shows itself up. But what if it's internalized? I think that might be what's going on here, maybe not on both sides. One perhaps a bit more overtly with the beggar, but perhaps one more subconsciously here with the exorcist, right? That this one feels like it's more about the outside world. This one feels like it's more about the inside world. You feeling me? You feeling me, my sea goats? Well, we're going to go deeper now. Watch out. We're only 1 foot into Oracle land. We are going to now work with Kuan Yin, with the Kuan Yin Oracle. Just one card, and particularly with have faith and dealing with fear. That's right up her alley. Please take a nice deep breath. Pink flame. More of a coral. I call upon my beloved. Oh, my beloved goddess. Ascended Master, Bodhisattva, and friend, Kuan Yin. Please, what is the overall feminine energy in this? Not which one's feminine, which one's predominant masculine, none of that. But what is the overall feminine yin vibration, the Kuan Yin vibration? In this Capricorn collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract involving this beggar archetype and this exorcist in a bully clause. Sweeping Sister Willow. I bet you anything it's about cleaning. I don't have these cards memorized. The artwork As again, I'll just show you the artwork. I mean, there's not an ungorgeous card in really any of these decks. Sweeping Sister Willow. Like, you know, you take willow branches when they're soft and you make them into a willow broom. Not that I've done it. I'm a potion witch. If I haven't mentioned it 1,000 times before. Should see what I can do with a cocktail or a bolognese. It is pure magic. Just have to have all the right ingredients and like 8 hours to make it. That's all. I think I'm going to make spaghetti. I think I'm going to make meatball. I think I'm going to make my family sauce coming up soon. Follow me on Instagram. I do make it look good. Card number 31. Now, there are two parts of this that I read out of a lot of information for each card. Just the intro, which is in micro font, just kind of giving you what the idea of the card is, and then the prayer. Each card ends with a prayer, so please take a nice deep breath. If anything, you're getting oxygenated watching my videos. Here we go. Sweeping, not weeping, sweeping Sister Willow. Sweeping Sister Willow gently brings you healing for forgiveness and release of old pain now. Kind of feels like that's on both sides. What are our demons? What's at the core of our demons, if not fear and pain? And really, even at the core of that is still the divine heart of the innocent child. It's just how it works. I don't know if you can see what just popped up here. Hey, buddy. My Taurus cat, Melchior. Hey, baby. Nowhere near dinner time. Why don't you lay down, lay down. Lay down, lay down with mama. People say, why do your cats call you mama? I'm like, they don't have the jaw structure to make the letter D. They can the letter mama. Lay down, baby. Fucking cute. Okay. So release old pain and healing. That's definitely facing the demons, at least on this side for the Exorcist. But, you know, something to be addressed here for both of them. Let her branches, sweeping Sister Willow, let her branches gracefully sweep away sadness and pain from your heart and soul. Your time for greater inner freedom is dawning, and the cleansing sadness and healing forgiveness is the pathway to that greater freedom now. You deserve this freedom, and you are swiftly becoming ready to gift it to yourself with the help of Kuan Yin. Call upon Kuan Yin and say, help me clear this, clean this, but without a void. The only way to heal it is to feel it. That's just a rule. I didn't make it that way. Try pushing it down. It'll pop up and get you when you least expect it. That's how shadow is created, right? The disowned stuff, the stuff we don't want to look at. So forgiveness is it is the universal solvent in the alchemical equation, particularly from the soul's point of view that sees it as an acting role, everything that goes down here in the third and fourth dimension. So these two souls agreed to do this together, right? Forgive each other. That's what it's about, at least from Kuan Yin's point of view. Let's get the prayer. Breathe. Prayer of Sweeping Sister Willow. Beloved Kuan Yin, Sweeping Sister Willow, with gracefulness and surrender into love, you forgave great transgressions against you because you chose wisdom and spiritual growth. You did not hide your anger. You simply chose to let it go and find peace and compassion in your heart. You were free to ascend into bliss. Please bless me that I may draw upon my own wisdom and spiritual strength to forgive and empower myself now. I allow Sweeping Sister Willow to gently wash my heart clean. Om Mani Padme Hum. Both sides here. Shadow work, therapy, counseling, inner child work, Reiki, Shmeiki, eggs, bakey. Call upon Kuan Yin and ask for her help and assistance here. Because remember, you can ask her to heal the other one, but if you ask her to heal you, you're helping each other heal. Look at this, through the quantum entanglement of soulmate contract. And romantic ones are the hardest. I mean, people say, well, what about being a parent? I'm like, yeah, harder. Diapers to change, hard pass, swipe left for me. Personally, I've never changed a diaper, never plan to. But certainly, family members, there are obligations in place, their DNA, right, genetic stuff, whatever. But romantic ones you can walk away from and tell them, you know, never see them again. Can't really do that with family unless you can. Interesting. Let's talk about Archangel Michael here, because the feminine energy, the world behind the eyes energy here, is there as a heart healing going on here, sweeping away pain, preparing you for something, like if you're going to have company over, you're going to sweep up, right, for something really new to come in. And I kind of get that Ace of Pentacles there. You're learning. Don't beat yourself up if you don't know how to forgive. Nobody does. That's what the things are there to forgive, so that we learn how. But you got to reach for an intelligence and a love higher than this world to see it and do it. And I feel like with that Sun card there for the Exorcist, forgiveness is your key. Do not bring light to your shadows. Bring your shadows to light. Bringing light to your shadows is trying to understand them, where really it's all just pain, right? But is it this life? Is it past life? Am I an empath? Is it the person across the street? You know, you don't know. You gotta feel it to heal it. All right. Oh, hold on one second. My kitty cat's scratching. Sorry about that. That was a quickie. He's fine. Sometimes their clawsies get caught on things. That's my job. Let's talk to Archangel Michael, the divine masculine aspect of this, the yang, the more external stuff going on here. Please take a nice deep breath. Blue flame. As I call upon my beloved Archangel Michael, the Blue Angel, powers of the South. Very Cyndi Lauper Blue Angel vibe I just got there. The Archangel of Truth, he who is like God, from the Blue Angel Oracle. My beloved one, what is your oracle, your piece of information, inspiration, guidance, and grace for this Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract in process. A come around from behind. Maybe they're together. Maybe they haven't met yet. Can you give us some clues on that, please, in this Beggar, Exorcist, Bully contract for the Caps? You got two. I'm going to give you both of them. See? Humidity. Thank the humidity, because I think you're going to like these cards. These are short, too. Mercurius. Mercurius. But are you Mercurius? By Mercurius. Volatility. Volatility. And this one we've got Whispering Heart. Choice. So choice and volatility for both of you in the masculine energy part of this. Let's start with Mercurius, Mercurius. Totally Jimi Hendrix vibe on there. Volatility card number 23. Mercurius, volatility. This is a volatile time, full of instability, and yet it is during this ominous and difficult time that something magical occurs. An explosive event, I don't know, like Pele the volcano, leads to a beautiful experience or realization, after which life will never be the same. This is a heated time. Yeah, we got all the fire on this side, although they do have the Sun card and the Strength card considered Leo cards, and that Page of Wands there. Maybe there's a balance of fire here. This is a heated time, but it can be a positive one also if you keep your cool. There's something worth considering. You're Capricorns, or at least one of you are. You may need to take a step back at times in order to avoid adding further fuel to the fire. Just observe and allow things to unfold as they do. It may not seem like it at the time, but all unfolds perfectly. Remember, blessings come in different ways. The universe was born through an explosion of love, right? So I'm getting it. This is why they're saying pull back, and with that sweeping Sister Willow in the yin, that's telling you why. It's like you guys might have pain that has nothing to do with each other. You may trigger it in each other, but it really, they didn't put the pain there, is my guess on that, unless there really was something verbally, physically abusive here, or was or is going on. Which, you know, like I said, I'll say it again, I'm out. I'm out. You raise a hand to me. I am the youngest of 4. I know how to fight. I'm, among other things, Irish and Sicilian. All right? So, like, the Godfather and the Quiet Man. All right? I know how to duke. The Duke. Interesting. Card number 18. Whispering Heart. Don't you love me for cheating and getting you the extra card, right? That's what Archangel, whatever Michael wants, Michael gets. Is this a 2-pager? No, it's a 1-pager. Breathe. Card number 18, Whispering Heart, Choice. There is an important decision to be made, and you are worried that you might make the wrong one. There are several choices, but neither offer you a guarantee, because what in the world does, honestly? Not even Buddha got a guarantee, or Gandhi, or Jesus, or Muhammad, or Abraham of the New Testament. Not necessarily Abraham Hicks, although no guarantee for them either. The truth is that neither is wrong or right. One is not necessarily better than the other. What really matters is not what you decide, but why you decide it. That's intention. Intention is the answer to what do I want and why do I want it. Most people don't know what they want, and even if they do, they're probably not honest about deep down why they really want it. And stick that in your law of attraction. Sorry, I lost my place. The truth is that neither is wrong or right. One is not necessarily better than the other. What really matters is not what you decide, but why you decide it. Which would give you greater fulfillment? There's a question. Which is likely to bring greater joy? Let go of what you think you should do and take a leap of faith. Don't fear the unknown, for it can be full of excitement. Remember, it is better to have tried and failed than never to have tried at all. Said before the leap, sometimes after. Many successful people will tell you that they failed. Many successful people will tell you that they have failed many times before they succeeded, yet they tried and tried again. You will give yourself the best chance of success by choosing that which you love. This one over here. Asking the right question is as important as receiving the right answer. You know what I am going to say for a center lane read? Mercurius volatility feels very much on this side, and the Whispering Heart here, particularly with that Scorpio card in the Earth, is for the Exorcist. So I'm going to put them side by side here, but definitely that volatility on this side. And look, volatility coming from the Beggar place, I get it. If there's a lot of, what's the light side here? Confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival. If that's going down, the nervous system is inflamed. So any anger between the two of them, that should be taken into context here. The environment in which it's going on may very well be stressful here. And interesting, do something for someone else here. Maybe the Beggar to say, look, this has nothing to do with you. I'm so sorry. I am on fire right now, but I think about you and I want to be with you, but I am learning, I am growing. Really a new beginning of thought here. I like it here. It feels good, but remember that volatility can give way to a huge blessing if you keep your cool. If you're on that side, if you're on this side, you have a choice to make. But your demons are holding you back as it would, hence needing the Strength card to have the courage to really follow your heart. All right, 2 left. We're almost done. You got 21 cards instead of 20. Jeez. You're special, Caps. I do love my Capricorns. And really dirty senses of humor as they get older. It's true. Every Capricorn I've dated, I've known over a period of time, they're born old and grow young. It's kind of fun. Let's get Carvel. Please take a nice deep breath. Thinny thin. Fudgy the Whale. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the pantheons of the lovers from all pantheons, angels, archangels, all of that, every tradition, right? Every lineage, every genetic, folkloric root, everything, even the celestials, even those extraterrestrials that people watch on my channel love to chat with, please. 1 card in clarity for the Capricorn Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. Give us your clarity, your guidance, and your grace through Tony Carmine Salerno's Lover's Oracle in this Beggar Exorcist in the bully phase of the contract. Pretty. Here it is. It is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus on another. Now, it's interesting. This one, it says give your attention to someone else, but to do that, pulling back. Now is the time to give to yourself. Seems a little contradictory there, but what I'm getting is that it's saying for right now in this clause, this scene in the movie, this chapter in the soulmate love story, that you're both going through healing. And my sense of it is, even for a general reading, radically different means, but two the same. And there are fears bullying you both. If I don't feel like there's a predominant bully here, but maybe you've both been bullied, right? So even your own fears, you might believe you're being bullied by the other person. Sometimes silence can be bullying. You can absolutely believe you've been ghosted, where really they're, cleaning the bathroom, right? It's like there's all sorts of fears here on both sides. And that's why I'm going to really stick with that sweeping Sister Willow to help you clear the volatility on this side, sweeping it out. By the way, the willow is the tree of enchantment. I have a lovely spell for hair using 100 willow leaves, but you got to wait till the right season and the right moon to get it. Just saying. Someday I'll write all that stuff down. But with that Whispering Heart, this big choice to make here that's going to take a lot of courage, right? So it's important to step back, take some time, but certainly do something for someone else. Be here in the present time, even if this isn't do something for this exorcist, the beggar. Pray for people, right? If you do not have the funds to go out and, I don't know, give away food, if you do that, great, do that. If the financial thing is not the issue here. But certainly to put this fire energy that seems very strong on this side of the table into some way of positive, loving, healing focus towards yourself, and of course for them as well, right? Sometimes just kindness, to think of them kindness and send them love. Whatever. All right, last card down. Whatever. Let's get our last card down on the table. Mr. Generator sitting here with me. The Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Let's get the bookie book ready. The mantra from the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law, right? So if you work this mantra, it's healing you, but again, it's healing them. Quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. Please breathe. That's why you don't need to know who they are. If you don't know who they are, just keep doing your healing. You're bringing each other closer together. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Romantic Soulmate Contract Law. Please, last card down. What is the perfect healing mantra for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign? Happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract. A beggar and an exorcist in a bully contract, right? With do something for somebody else, be in the present, dream of the future, have faith. There is a higher plan in play here for sure. Sweeping Sister Willow, volatility, whispering light, and step back. Time to give to yourself. Well, give them a mantra, so it gives them a little clue, tip, and hint on how to do exactly all of that in this timeless romantic soulmate contract read. Rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas. And it's true. See, here's the thing. We all know it doesn't kill you, makes you stronger, unless you're new to the axiom, the cliche, the old saying. But if you're an eternal being, which means you never die, you just take on body after body, life after life, learning, growing, healing, right? Then you do survive it all anyway. And that's how the soul gets stronger, by surviving our traumas. Now, I've said this before in videos. I grew up, the word trauma meant a wound that could not be healed, and now there's all this stuff about healing traumas, and I mean physical brain injuries, right? There are, the science is evolving, but I think also what we think of as emotional traumas, which you both might have been through, having nothing to do with each other, or maybe that trauma did go down between the two of you. That's why I do these readings for people, to help them kind of do their part of their healing in it. Let me read this. Rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas. When the nervous system is rewired, you are no longer trapped in the memories of your body. Cellular memories, that's why you cannot even know it's there, and then someone looks at you the wrong way and you're Attila the Hun. It happens, especially in New York. You are the courageous hero or heroine of your present reality. It's for both of you. Honoring every moment of hardship as the means through which your infinite strength and greater depth of character is revealed. As you rewrite your nervous system, you are no longer responding to life from the vantage point of your painful past. This is so on the nose, but instead are open to each encounter being more miraculous than the moment before. That's pretty cool. Think of that, right? I mean, particularly for a beggar and an exorcist, right? It's like, look at how much you've lived through, right? You may not think of that stuff, but this is stuff we haven't really embraced that can really weigh us down. The shadow, psychic weight, emotional baggage, whatever you want to call it, that pain there. You've survived it, right? It doesn't have to be clinically necessarily healed for you to come out on the other side and say, I can't believe I lived through that. But your soul is going to anyway. So you might as well go along for the journey, in my opinion. This mantra is ideal for adjusting to life after loss. Again, that could be both sides of the table here. Healing heartbreak. Again, that could be both sides of the table here, past or present, like with each other or previously. And becoming more optimistic. And I think that is certainly more easily done here with the Sun card for the Exorcist, but something that the beggar is learning here, rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas. It doesn't say healing my traumas, it says surviving them. I love that. Let me give you the final blessing I'm giving for everybody. I'll see if I can wrap all this together. Let's see what flies out my mouth next. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons to please bless the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract involving a beggar archetype, an exorcist archetype, in a bully contract, that they may heal, that they may grow, that may become the best that they can be, healing themselves individually and helping each other heal. And as they come together, may all romantic soulmate contracts be brought together in physical form, brought to be in the third dimension and fourth dimension, in that fifth dimensional love there, under grace and in perfect ways, that we may all heal, we may all grow, that we may all come together and infuse the Earth's electromagnetic field with such healthy, happy, healthy, wealthy, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate vibration that no one has time to do anything else but bask and play and love and feel the passion. And as they do, 2 by 2, may this planet be raised, and may we all be blessed by this contract working itself out for their well-being and ultimately for the well-being of all, and harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivating. And so it is. Well, what do you want? Soulmate contracts aren't the easiest things in the world, but honestly, twin flames are worse. Go watch the videos. At least Matt Kahn's, watch his Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates Redefined. 2018, that thing came out. It changed my whole life and changed how I do soul contract reads with people from there on in. So if you want one, you know how. Watch the video, book me. Want to read my book? That's down there too. You want to check out my stuff on Vimeo? Have at it. Path of True Love, working on a book for it. Teaching stuff. I'm teaching Path of True Love classes Thursday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Facebook. You don't need to be Facebook to see it, but you can find it. Links in the description box. Otherwise, my beloved cardinal earth signs, seriously wishing you the very best and the very blessed in all of this. Reach out if you need help. I am here to serve, Virgo that I am. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.